Beautiful sounds, welcoming sounds. Yeah. Look at the bougainvillea. So pretty, yeah. So pretty. So pretty. But if you climb in between them, guess what? Anyway, this is not a bougainvillea video. This is about some events that unfolded since Wednesday night. Um, we went to the police department Friday. Thursday, went and filled out report. And met another couple there from the U.S. having the same issue with these thugs around Gambia. Anyway, we filled out our report, left, and the inspector offered to find me some security. So Friday I returned to the police department with a little note so that he would know what I was looking for. You know, certain standard and how much I was willing to pay. Anyway, he wasn't available at the time because he was conducting an investigation and his office door was closed. But I noticed one gentleman going in and out of the door occasionally, in and out. When I was there, he went in and out about 3 times. So I decided, you know what, give him this note to give to the inspector for me, and I'll go home, because I sat there for probably about 20 minutes or so. Anyway, fast forward to last night. I heard this banging on my gate. I looked outside and I couldn't see it because it was so dark outside. And initially I didn't reply. But I was thinking that the person would just give up and walk away, because why would they be here this time of the night unless there's they broke down outside or something. I looked outside, see no cars. Then the person kept on banging and says, "Oh, a police officer, detective so." What? Police officer? What are you doing? So I said, "What are you doing here at night? You should be here during the daytime. Police in Gambia don't do an investigation like this at night unless the event just occurred and they're coming right now to check things." So yeah, but I'm doing an investigation on your case. Your name is so and so and so, and I would like to talk to you. So came downstairs. By the time I opened my front door to go out to see who these people are, I wouldn't talk to them from behind the gate now. That's what I'm thinking. I open my front door and here's this one guy standing in the yard saying, "Yeah, I'm a police officer. Here's my ID." And he's opening the gate to let the other fella inside. Now the gate's open. One is standing by the gate. There's a car parked out there. When I reported the robbery here, I had to go bring the policeman to my house. Policeman didn't have a car. This fellow said, I said, who is this other guy with you? He said, he's my driver. Hey. I'm making note of all these things, you know. Next thing you know, the joker comes up to me and says, I'm Corporal Sergeant, so. Corporal Sergeant. Huh. Okay. 3 errors he made, and he didn't realize that I pick up on all these things. So now he's getting closer and closer to me. I went downstairs prepared. Whoever it is, I'm thinking now, this joker came back when I'm here. I'm so happy I'm going to take him out. So he comes up to me and says, I'm so-and-so. So, he's deacon himself in, you know. And I'm listening. And I'm asking him questions and answers he's giving me. I'm listening. So, yeah, you went down to the station Friday, talked to Inspector so-and-so. Yeah. So what? How did you know that information? That's why I asked him, how do you know that information? Yeah, you know, I'm a police so. There's only 2 people supposed to know that information. The person I gave it to, and the person that I gave it to him to pass it on to. I'm looking for, you know, we gave him a paper because the inspector was busy and he couldn't talk to you at the time, so he left the information with us. Hey! Now the only people in that department was 2 prisoners, well, 1 prisoner, and 1 who I recognized standing in front of my gate. Not even about 4 days, I came out to go to the place, the other place, and there's this guy. So I looked at him and he quickly pulled out his phone. And then he pretended he's walking. So I stopped and watched him. And then he runs across the street and flags down a Gilly and gets him. I'm saying, okay, maybe he's waiting for Gilly. Okay. When I walked in the police department on Friday, he was sitting there. And there was a man behind the bars, which I assumed he knew. So I said, officer, what is this guy doing here? This guy was sitting out front of my gate 2 days ago before the robbery. And this is what he was doing. So the policeman said something to him. He said, well, and then the policeman turned to me and said, look, we cannot falsely accuse him and go search his house and all that, because if not, find nothing at his house, he can sue the police. And I said, okay, no problem. I got a photograph of him. I got a photograph of the man behind the bars. I'm building a case. Anyway, after I left the office, came home, so last night, this guy is reporting all this information to me. There were 5 police officers in there, varying ranks from detective down to, the sergeant, and these 2 other people. I spoke to this detective that I handed the paper to out of earsight, of listening range of these other people. How did this criminal get the information that I passed to this detective to give to the person who I wanted it to go to? I expect you to have an answer for that. You can see where I'm going with this. Who in that office is passing on information to this criminal gang? Or who at that day passed on the information that I discuss with the criminal? Are they involved in the initial robbery and the return of these people? last night. Like I said, I'm prepared to take both of them out. And I opened the door and said, "Look, get out of my yard." So I opened there and shout back to the people in the house, call the police, call the inspector. So now he's still talking, but he's slowly backing up. Walks outside the gate. I go to close the gate, and he's pushing on the gate. Both of them are pushing on the gate. And one of mine says, "Very easy." Do what you gotta do. And I'm thinking now, in the US you can do this. But you don't want to leave your family here for these same thugs to come back. You were in jail for what you do now, and the other thugs, they don't care about the two that's gone, because life has no value here. They are coming back because they see money. I think they will get more. Close the door, go call the detective and talk to him. They're pushing back on the door, but one of the things now, they left their fingerprints on the door, but like I discovered here, on Wednesday, when the police officer come, nobody came with a camera, fingerprint kit, anything to do an investigation with. Take a photo, few photos, same thing that I would do normally myself. And the things that I do normally myself that they didn't do. I found tire tracks out there, weren't my car, I found sneaker tracks, photographed all of it. But anyway, no fingerprints, no, nothing like that. How can you have a police department that don't have a simple fingerprint kit, a camera that they take photos, a phone in the police department? You can't call the police department, you gotta call some individual there on his private cell phone. Police department don't even have a printer in the office. People who want to come to live in Gambia, this is what you're coming to. Listen to what I'm saying in this video. This is what you're coming to. I called around a few friends, and one offered to, I thank you very much. I thank you guys so much. I mean, I appreciate your, hey, from the time I met you, you've been helpful. From the time I met you, you guys have been helpful. I'm not going to mention your names, but you know who you are. From the time I met you, you've been helpful to me. And I thank you. I appreciate it so much. Anyway, but my wife said, you know what, I don't want to be around any strangers tonight. She is in tears. So now I have to institute training day. Everything I have, she's going to learn to use it. So that if I'm not here the next time, the next time, well, I figure I'm not going to be here for maybe a few months. They can keep me a mile too. So she's going to have to defend herself. And she'll know how to do it. But I'm telling you guys, if you have plans to come to Gambia, do an investigation just like you would if you were going to move to any neighborhood in America. You go look at the neighborhood, see what kind of criminals exist there, what kind of people, live in the neighborhood. Do it here, anywhere you go in Africa. The same thing you see here is the same thing that I can report in Nigeria, I can report in Ghana, any other African country, South Africa, but you don't see people making videos telling you about the realities of life. How beautiful it is. Like a video I made the other day, Lucifer was in the garden, and it wasn't only him. And people read the Bible, they say, oh, this one man, it was a gang. Lucifer was not an individual. I shouldn't be teaching these things because you read your Bible and you should know this thing. Oh, you're pastor. Well, hey, pastor don't know it either, so you gotta teach it. It was a group of individuals, no one man. But anyway, thugs here in the Gambia. They're known by every policeman here in the country, all the top officials they know about it. What's being done about it is the question. Should you come here looking for a comfortable place to live, only to have your life disrupted? You're afraid to go outside, afraid to come home. You're afraid to come home because you're afraid you're going to meet somebody in the house. It's going to harm you. You're afraid you're going to meet some Gambian in the house who's going to harm you. You're afraid to go outside because if you leave your house, some Gambian is watching you, going to break in your house. And the thugs have people in places that are protecting them and giving them information. Anyway, think about it. Yeah. There's a YouTuber called Go Back to America, Go Back to Africa. He's always got this thing, says, think about it, think about it. Former military man too. Think about it, think about it, think about it. The song, theme song, think about it. I can tell you what, I'm saying what he says, think about it. You can live anywhere in the world. Anywhere. I made a video the other day saying Africa should be working on improving so that it can take its rightful place in the world now that the people who had their foot on its neck are busy. But you see why Africa is still in this place. Is still in this place. Looks like Africa will remain in slavery because AI, when it takes over, not if, when it takes over, it has a European-centric mentality. It was made by them and it's going to be like them. Watch the video. I think it's about 2 videos ago. The guy, you watch the video yourself. Africa is going to be re-enslaved. They have maybe, the people right now are getting ready for war. I mean, if you watch the situation going, they are all of one mind. They're gathering together as one mind. With the only intention of bringing Russia in line with them to fight China. And if Russia don't come in line, they're going to try to destroy Russia, then go take on China. That's the way it is. India think they're playing the game of walking the fence, but on the way to China, India is in it. Well, anyway, I'm getting off into politics, and this is about you coming to Gambia. So think about it. 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 All right. Peace.